5, size 18. I had trouble with my knees and my joints because I was so heavy and stressed out that I remember just getting up. I could hear my knees go. I accepted the fact that I would be fat for the rest of my life.
I was not happy with myself and the way my body looked. My weight tends to go up and down, and it was going up, and I knew that was not good, and I get a little bit of control over it, then I feel like I lose control, well, then I feel like I continue eating.
I just was getting so sick. It was really getting very scary, and every time I got sick, it would take me longer and longer to recover. And I was beginning to think, oh my goodness, if I don't do something, I felt like I was going to be hospitalized.
I wound up with angiogram where I had 2 stents put in and 2 balloons, and 2 arteries were clogged 70% and 2 were 80%. And I knew that I had to make some life changes to be able to not have a recurrence again, because a lot of people don't make changes in their life, and that's the biggest problem.
I was on allergy medication, shaking, my nerves were shot, and I'd break out in sweat with very little exertion. I didn't have any level of energy at all. Desperate for some drastic change. I knew I needed something.
When my father came from Korea a few months ago, he came to me and said, you know, Robert, you're going to walk like 6 to 10 miles every day. You got to lose that second chin of yours. You know, he's very direct. He doesn't hold anything back. And then he would say, like, you know, you're bloated. You're gonna die tomorrow. I mean, he's an old-fashioned male Korean.
FirstLine therapy is a program that allows people to take control of their own health. Many times in the past, people have thought that health was a genetic thing. They were locked in. Parents had heart disease, their parents had diabetes, whatever, they're going to get that. It's not that way. It's really more about what we do, the things that we do every day in our everyday living that determine how healthy we're going to be now and how healthy we're going to be 10, 20, 30 years from now.
My favorite recipe out of FirstLine therapy is the turkey chili. Oh my goodness, it is so good. Even my husband likes it.
It tastes better. Oh, that makes any sense, but food tastes better.
And one of the first things you learn is a very simple food plan that's designed to balance your blood sugar. And that's one of the things that makes FirstLine therapy very different from any other diet or food plan you've ever tried before.
It's everyday recipes, meaning I cook, I love to cook, that's why I gained so much weight. I just didn't know how to combine my cooking together.
When you eat high glycemic foods, that is foods that cause your blood sugar to go up high, your body then produces high levels of a hormone called insulin, which brings your blood sugar back down again. But in many cases, it brings your blood sugar down too low, and that causes what we call hypoglycemia, or low blood sugar. When that happens, it makes you feel tired and hungry. It makes you want to eat again.
What I like about the way FirstLine therapy lays out the foods is that it's in categories. And so that helped me start thinking about food differently.
I eat carbs, but I eat the right carbs.
Then you can go to any store, look at the ingredients, the information sheet, and you can really quickly decide whether this is going to help or not.
Low glycemic foods are foods that keep your blood sugar and insulin levels more stable. When you eat these foods, it helps you keep your hunger and your cravings under control.
I was always going back to the amount of carbohydrates versus protein, and it really did help just to keep me on track.
The result is that you end up feeling better, you feel more energy, you feel more in control, and you eat less.
So it made it very, very clear which direction to go in.
For me, the psychological, emotional results were from the diet were that I began to feel like I had control.
A sense of balance that I didn't feel before.
Another important part of the FirstLine therapy program is a special medical food called Ultra Meal. Ultra Meal comes as a powdered drink mix or a bar that you have for breakfast, or you have it for lunch, or as a between meal snack.
I use the shakes in the morning as my mid-morning snack. I bring it to work with me. You know, I've got my little baggie with the powder, and I've got my little cup with the water in it, and shake it up, and that's my mid-morning snack, and I love it.
In one study, it was compared head-to-head with another commonly used protein drink. And in that study, the weight loss was similar with Ultra Meal as it was with this over-the-counter product. But the quality of the weight loss was dramatically different.
And what's been great about Ultra Meal, what's been great about bar, is that it calms my body down.
Because it fills me up and satisfies me and gives me that energy I need.
It goes to like that.
On the over-the-counter product, people lost primarily muscle. In fact, 11 of the 13 pounds that they lost in their weight loss program was muscle loss, not fat loss. On the Ultra Meal program, people lost exclusively fat.
I eat 4 to 5 times a day. I have 3 meals, 3 small meals, and I snack.
The other thing that I really like about the bars is I always have 1 or 2 in my purse.
The reason that eating more often works is because it helps keep your blood sugar more stable and it helps you maintain muscle. Maintaining muscle is the key to burning calories.
I was surprised that you're actually encouraged to eat more often on the program.
That's weird, but it works.
I can honestly say after the first week that I felt so much better. I actually wanted to go out and do some exercise, and I hadn't felt that way in years.
When you eat small meals more frequently, you feel better, your energy levels come up. It becomes a lot easier to be more active and get more exercise.
And I would go walking, and then, on the treadmill or outside, and then I would pick up my pace.
The diet has provided the fuel that's made it easier for my body to shift from fat to muscle.
And I've joined a gym, so I'm now at that point where off I go to the gym and start working with the machines. And you would never have caught me in a gym, 6 months ago.
One day, I said to myself, can you just run 1 mile?
Fat decreased and muscle increased about 4 percentage points.
Eat frequently throughout the day. That's how bodybuilders eat. They eat frequently because they need to maintain their muscle mass.
Before I was running and it was like I was forcing it. Now it's like unleashing a horse. It just runs. It doesn't get tired.
And I can really see the change.
Because I can feel the difference. I can feel that my muscles are responding.
I've increased the weights I can work by at least 1/4 and staying longer on the bike.
So eventually working up to that one day, I did a 12-minute mile. I was so ecstatic.
Eat frequently, you never feel hungry, you keep your blood sugar stable, and you maintain muscle as you lose fat.
It's amazing how quickly, my body's reacted, and it feels really good to see myself changing.
Well, it's weight loss, but it's more than just straight weight because muscle weighs more. So you actually end up changing body shape.
We got on this program, and a month later, her wardrobe didn't fit anymore.
Nothing fit, it was great.
So she had to go back and get it all altered.
I started at 205, now I'm about 135. On a great day, and on a bad day, I'm 137.
I've lost 20 pounds since the time I started.
I went from over 250 pounds down to a little over 200 pounds. I lost almost 50 pounds.
So I've lost 70 pounds.
The weight is coming off. It just feels like it's kind of just melting off.
I love looking in the mirror now. That's the best way to put it.
Change your body shape. That's really a key. FirstLine therapy will help you lose weight if that's your goal, but it affects so much more than just the numbers on the scale.
And after about 6 weeks,
Cholesterol for the first time in my life is under 200.
off of my blood pressure medication and continued to monitor it after that, and it still kept coming down.
Yeah, my doctor was definitely a little surprised. Very pleased, but definitely a little surprised that, whoa, this came down very quickly. Good for you.
The reason they were able to be successful with the FirstLine therapy program is because it's really a different approach.
I felt a lot of energy, even after the first week.
I get up in the morning, I don't have to go anymore. I just get up.
They had energy and really started to feel better within a short time.
My friends and family tell me I'm a nicer person, so it's a good thing.
My thinking definitely has cleared up.
More of an ability to remember things.
It just feels like my brain has cleaned itself out.
It's just an all-around balance that we feel, and a sense of well-being that we didn't have before.
And that's the goal of FirstLine therapy.
When people ask me how I lost the 70 pounds, I tell everyone, losing weight isn't a diet program, losing weight is a lifestyle change.
From sleep to rest to exercise, it wasn't just eat this or else, it was here's a way to really tune up your whole life.